Helmet lost his stick. His car keys and wallet, I think, are there too, but he skated away and left them. Here comes Hutson. Lane Hutson scores! Hutson! What a shot!
Coast to coast, ladies and gentlemen. Lane Hutson pulling off a Bobby Orr-esque move. Just give him the Calder. I don't even care. Just give him the Calder. Michkov and Celebrini are going to watch that highlight back tonight and be like Billy Madison to that little girl who gets the easy word in the spelling bee. And he's like, yeah, why don't you just give him the trophy? Can you believe that Celebrini and Hutson were teammates the last 2 years? Like, you got to think, man, this kid is giving his teammate a serious run for his money for that trophy, man. You don't see coast-to-coast goals all that often, but that was beautiful. And then there's Caden Gooley's reaction on the bench. He's like, he's on my team. He's on my team. And now I got to quote my guy, Shane Gaumont, who, if it weren't for Shane Gaumont, he was the first, Shane Gaumont of the Sick podcast with Tony Marinaro. Have you heard of it? He was the first one to tell me about Lane Hutson, and when he heard the Canadiens actually drafted him at 62nd, he jumped out of his chair. He knew long before a lot of us how special of a player Lane Hutson was going to be.
Lane Hutson! He's him! He's him! You can't stop Lane!
You can't stop Lane. That's my best impression of Shane there. Not bad, not bad. This game, though, I mean, was not all that eventful for the first part of it, right? I mean, remember Ryan Poehling? Remember him? Ryan Poehling, however you say it. Remember that guy came in and his first NHL game got a hat trick on the shootout winner? Yeah, so he's still a Philadelphia Flyer. Good for him, but he gets the opening goal in this game, and then, no scoring in the second period. The Canadiens, though, actually killed off a big-time 4-minute double minor, Carrier's high-sticking penalty on Matvei Michkov, which the Canadiens, I almost lost a breath there. The Canadiens were able to kill off, thankfully, and that kind of, just gave some good mojo to the team there. But again, there wasn't a ton of scoring chances, and when the Canadiens were getting them, they were kind of making one too many passes, I felt like. They just weren't really able to capitalize, right? They weren't getting a ton of chances, but they weren't really converting on the ones that they were getting. And then there's Brendan Gallagher, right? A guy who's having one of the best bounce-back seasons we've seen from a Montreal Canadiens perspective in recent memory, and he just positions himself perfectly. He had so much time. He was just waiting for that puck to come to him. Jake Evans gets it to Brendan Gallagher in the slot, and he just roofs it for his 20th goal. His 20th goal of the season. Last year, Gallagher actually had 16, and he was already starting to have a bit of a bounce-back from previous seasons where he wasn't really playing up to that contract. They were injury-riddled seasons, however, but I mean, the Canadiens fans, we were all a little bit impatient with Brendan for a while, if we're honest. Now we can put that aside, and you just see how much Galley has impacted this locker room for sure, you have to think, because he's been here a long time. He's played playoff hockey in this building. He knows what it's like, and he's sort of bringing that atmosphere back to life as the Canadiens are now 4 points up on the New York Rangers after this win. It just seemed like early on in this game, like the Canadiens were off their game a little bit. They weren't really completing passes as much either, I thought. So it just seemed like they were going to have to battle to get that first goal. And Brendan Gallagher, who else but the Warrior himself to get the first one. Then less than a minute and a half later, Lane Hutson did that, which we all just saw. And oh my gosh, I'm never going to stop talking about that goal. Lane was basically on the Flyers goal line for that shot. I mean, oh my goodness, he's just ridiculous. Slavkovsky then took a boarding penalty that I didn't really like. I thought it was Carrier getting the penalty because they actually both kind of sort of finished the hit on Couturier there. But I just thought like Slav could have held up a little bit there and not gotten the penalty, but nonetheless he did. Didn't really matter though, because then Nick Suzuki did this.
The net. Suzuki down to one knee, back up, shooting, scores! What a goal! The captain lights the lamp short-handed.
Suzuki is now officially a more than a point per game player. First time since 2007, 2008, since Alex Kovalev did it with 84 points. Nick's going to pass that now because he's got 83. And the Canadiens still have 6 games left. Either way, it's absolutely impressive. Nick Suzuki has been on a tear. He's been on a mission, as we know, since the Four Nations, snub, if you will, from Team Canada. We keep talking about it, but it did something inside Nick Suzuki. It just absolutely challenged him in a way that is, my gosh, he's helped propel this team to this point. Amazing. Can we just take a look at this picture here? There's 4 Philadelphia Flyers that cannot seem to stop Nick Suzuki. And by the way, the Flyers are shorthanded. But Nick doesn't care. He's like, you know what? I'm going to do that nice side. Do you know that? Notice Nick has that like little sidewinder on his wrist shot. I've always noticed that since he's gotten to Montreal, that little sidewinder that just puts that little spin on the puck, and it's just unpredictable. It's hard to stop. Oh, love that guy. We really needed to get this win against Philly after John Tortorella got fired in the last one, and the Flyers were motivated playing at home. They beat us 6-4. We just didn't have a good night. And we just needed to avenge that game. There's no question. Now we got to talk about the end of this game. And I was like in my group chat with my family talking to my sister. And I'm like, how is that not a penalty for lifting the stick on Jake Evans? The Flyers are on a power play, and I don't even care who did it. I'm not going to go bother looking back at the replay, but like it's a penalty nowadays if you purposely lift the stick out of another player's hand. You can't do that. It's a penalty, but the referees say, no, it's not. This was at a point when Mike Matheson was already given a delay of game penalty for flipping the puck over the glass, and you call the game as you see it. You call the game by the rules, and I don't know what happened with the referees there, that they just didn't have enough eyes on it. I don't know. There's 4 refs on the ice. I know only 2 are officially officials, 2 are linesmen, but how do you not make that call? You can't make that mistake in a Stanley Cup playoff game. You just can't as a referee. You cannot do that. That was as blatant as can be. I would love to hear an explanation, as I'm sure you guys would, why that call was not made. I digress. The Canadiens are able, and by the way, Sam Montembeault deserves a huge shout out for 2 big pad saves, by the way, before finishing this game, because Sam Montembeault really helped lock down the fort for the Canadiens to ice this one. I didn't even mention that on that non-call stick lift play that Forrester scored on that play. So that was the most frustrating part, is that not only was the stick lift call not made, the Flyers score a goal. So you just can't have that kind of stuff happen, man. It's beating a dead horse at this point. It's over. It's done with. The Canadiens are going to go right back at it tomorrow against Nashville and try to get another huge 2 points and really start to get closer and closer. I can't believe they're at this point. I still can't believe it. We're not there yet. We're still not there. We are enjoying the ride, as I have encouraged us to do, and we are absolutely enjoying this ride, but there's still work to be done. You know, the boys feel the same way. And by the way, I'm pretty sure a congratulations is in order. I thought that Josh Anderson was not playing in this game tonight because of an injury, but no, we heard actually that his wife is pregnant and they've been expecting their first baby any day now. So I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out and the congratulations for a healthy, safe arrival for Josh Anderson and his wife's new baby. I just want to say congrats to you. And you know, the boys wanted to get a win for Josh. I felt like the team did not look the same without Josh Anderson in this lineup. Just the speed, the tenacity, the physical play, the goal scoring that he's brought back again. That third line of Dvorak, Gallagher, and Anderson has just been absolutely outstanding as of late. Oliver Kapanen was able to make his way into the lineup tonight, and he didn't look too bad, actually. I thought he made some decent plays and, you know, didn't look afraid out there, didn't look tentative. He just looked like a responsible player, jumping in at a very key time in this Canadiens playoff run here. Pre-playoff run. Anyways, that's all I got. They're right back at it tomorrow, guys. Go Habs, go. Give me your thoughts down below. I would appreciate that, you guys. And it's been fun. Let's continue this ride. It's been special. It really has been. So I just want to say thank you. Hit like on the video, hit subscribe. Thank you for supporting this channel. I love you guys. You know I do. We'll see you very, very soon. Go Habs, go. That's all I got. Oh, and Lane's already got the Calder. Just give it to him. Thank you.